Yes. Okay. So guess what, girl? We are live.
Are we live right now? I can't
We
see.
are.
Oh, by the way, I'm just going to say, Marvis, happy Friday.
The 13th, everyone. It's a happy day.
Well, it's for me.
What
Friday the 13th. It's just another day, really. I've always had nice days on Friday the 13th.
They don't come around often enough, right?
Darling, it does. It's an old-fashioned myth. I feel. You know, every day is a good day. It's just how you live your life. I've got my headphones on so I can hear nice and clear. And what I was going to say,
you've got that beautiful necklace on.
Can you see?
We have to see that. Look at that gorgeous necklace. I'm seriously going to have to see that online.
Yeah, I can tell you where to get it from. It's from a little gift shop called something blue. It's in Calabasas. It's a gift shop. They've got lovely jewelry in there. No, not Planet Blue. Little Blue, it's called. It's in Calabasas. You know what I do? Because I do Instagram lives as well. Mm-hmm. People will send questions, but what I always say is put their name, and then if they do want to ask any questions, so they've got to put the name first and then a question. Don't write a paragraph, just write one thing, but not silly questions like when am I going to lose weight? Silly stuff like that, serious stuff like that.
Right.
But you're going to talk about something about a friend. Did you want to mention anything to do with that?
Yes. So I think, well, we don't have to. Do you want me to mention? Is it required for you to mention a name? And by the way, we were texting each other a little bit last night, and you asked me some questions, and I was like, no. And
yes.
What I think happened is because I asked you about two friends,
the
message you were getting, it was crossing, and you were actually accurate for one of the girlfriends. You were asking about a little boy. Is there a little boy around her? Yes. My good friend has a nephew whom she adores. And yes, her father and her grandfather, you had asked me if her grandma had just passed, but her father and grandfather just passed.
No,
so that's who you were.
I just typed.
You were saying she has a very heavy heart.
Yeah, I felt that as well. I won't mention any names because I know there was two different, because I did see you sent me a couple of pictures.
Yes, you can say M, and then
I can't remember who it was. Let's have a look.
Was the other one N? Is
M? There was an M and an N.
Yes, and the N. Her dad just passed away, and her grandpa did.
But I didn't send you a message about that from what her father said. I'm looking at a picture now.
I'm going to look at my phone, but we are live.
I know. Well, listen, Can you see how many people on there? Because I did put it on the Twitter, and I did put it on the Twitter, Psychic Natalie on Twitter, Natalie Psychic on Instagram.
You go, girl. Yes, I'm going to look on our home. So just so all of you out there know,
yes,
when I'm looking off to the side, and I know Natalie doesn't like this because we've done a couple of technical practice runs. We're still a work in progress, and we're figuring it out. But I do have to look side to side every so often.
Yeah, but work in progress is good. It's all good.
Yes, and aren't all of us as human beings works in progress? You know it.
Of course, life, baby. That's life.
So, Friday the 13th.
I know.
Why the hell not? People get so afraid of this day. It's ridiculous. It's a good day.
Yeah, it is. It's always a good day. I think it goes back to being
above ground.
Yeah, it's all a myth. You know, there's a lot of things. There's lots of different sayings like keep your toilet seat down because, and I actually do that. Keep your toilet seat down. It's supposed to keep money in the house. There's all these old-fashioned sayings.
I haven't heard that. You keep the toilet seat down to keep the fecal matter in, girl. That's why you do that. That's a very practical thing.
Yeah, but
you don't
it
want
goes back.
Caca coming out.
No, not at all. No, but you know,
Caca before, because I know you're British, but I am a hardcore Mex, girl. Don't even mess. And I'm about to get the party started. I got my kombucha. I got guava goddess. See this? I'm gonna have a good old time with you.
You got to. That's all lovely stuff. I drink a lot of water, which is very, very important.
Yes.
And it's also, did I tell you about my book as well?
No. So, okay, let's get a little organized here because we're already just having fun and you guys are just joining the conversation.
Yes.
And please go to homegirltalk.com, click on watch live, and that way we can keep track of your comments. Otherwise, we're on Twitter, we're on Facebook,
and we're on
YouTube, and it's a little out of control.
If people wanted to do us to come back again, I can always give you the Facebook page as well, so they can also give comments, because people like to ask questions as well. And if they can't get through on here, then if they go to like Psychic Medium Natalie Tomlinson on Facebook, or your pages on Twitter and Instagram, Natalie Psychic, then we can get some more feedback from people, because sometimes people might be at work on Friday and they can't wait to get out of work.
Exactly right. Yeah. Most of the comments I've gotten texts, I've gotten emails, and then I get some comments on Facebook. They're saying, "Girl, I would love to be there, but you know,
Friday night's a good time,
or I'm working now."
Yeah, and Friday night's a good time. Oh, can they?
Yes, this is going to live for perpetuity, girl. This is forever and
fantastic.
A day.
We like that. That's a good thing.
Let me introduce my wonderful guest, who I keep interrupting because I'm very rude. This is Natalie Tomlinson.
Who has lots of candles lit around oneself.
Okay, and that has Jesus on it, and we're going to get to that because that's very important.
And then we've got a beautiful candle here. Beautiful
candle. Is that the Virgin Mary?
Yeah, and it was a candle I got in a beautiful shop that's no longer around. Yeah, and it's just, I think she dressed up these candles. Isn't that beautiful?
Is the candle already all burnt, and then you just leave it as decoration?
No, the candle is sort of burnt down a little bit on that. It's down to the bottom because I burnt it. Then I get I get loads of lovely candles with crosses on. Can you see this one?
Yes.
Well, I get these from a mission in Ventura. Ooh. I go into the mission there and I buy all their candles out. They have red, white, and blue. So I just get all the lovely white candles because I love white candles. Lots of them.
I can imagine because you're a psychic medium. So I want to tell all of you out there, okay? Please join us on homegirltalk.com. There's a Watch Live tab. And we do have some people there. They're saying hello. This is
hello.
Great.
And you might find there's a few people that I've read for that will be tuning in, because I put it as well on the Facebook. And that a lot of people, if they've got the time, because a lot of people, you've got to remember, are at work. So when they can watch later, but evening time is always a good time, because that's when I do it in Instagram. We're going to
do more of these, and we'll do them in the evening.
Yes, lots better.
Grab a camera and a microphone in the middle of a Friday and just talk like you and I are, girl.
Yes, of course.
But it's Happy Friday the 13th.
And I haven't even got a glass of wine yet.
Oh my God, here, cheers.
Salute! As we say in Poland, Nastrovia.
So let me tell you a little bit about Natalie. She and I have never met in person, but she's already a homegirl to me. I love her. Now, we had a common friend. Can we say Dorothy Lucy from Good Day LA? My own
yes,
girl?
Yeah, Dottie.
We love Dorothy Lucy. So we connected because she's our mutual connection.
Yeah.
Only knew each other on Facebook. And I reached out to Natalie earlier this week, and I think I was doing some research on the idea of Friday the 13th. Why are people afraid of it? What does it have to do? What's the significance of the day with women? Because Homegirl Talk is all about women.
Yes.
And something just came to me and said, reach out to Natalie, message her. And I was like, oh my God, sure, do it. And so sure enough, we hit it off. And this woman is busy every single minute of the day. Yep. Natalie, thank you so much for taking time from your schedule. I'm serious, because you are reading for people around the world every day. It's got to be so exhausting. And here you are having your rosé with me and my
no rosé. I had a glass of rosé last night. I'm on agua at the moment, lots of it. I don't do any drinking, only on really on a weekend. I have a couple of glasses, but too much. I can only have 2 glasses because I get a terrible headache. My body rejects alcohol, so I'm not really. A couple of glasses, nice food, lots of lovely veggies and all the good stuff. Water.
We have some questions, so I want to mention real quick. Natalie is a psychic medium. So a psychic is someone who sees dead people, and then a medium. No, I'm sorry. I got that reversed. A psychic is someone who can see the future. They can offer insights into your life. And then a medium is someone who communicates with dead people. Natalie.
Yes. Or they communicate with me, because basically, because of the Holy Spirit, they come through in visions. This is another thing that I explained in my book as well, because so many people ask, how do you do this? And how do you see that? And how do you know what this is? And it's a communication. So I can smell, like if somebody crossed over who, for example, might have been a heavy smoker, i.e. my mother, I always know when she's around me because it smells like somebody's blowing cigarette smoke in my face, but literally they're not. But it smells like someone's gone and blown smoke. Or you might have a certain scent. You might smell a certain, like maybe a rosy sort of smell, or a sweet lavender smell. And it could be something like a grandmother wore perfume-wise, things like that. So it's very, very interesting what does come through. And I can smell that when I'm doing a reading, and most of my readings are on the phone. So,
because you're talking to people all around the world, New Zealand, South Africa, Europe.
That's it. Yeah. And it's all word of mouth. Yeah. It's a lot of things are word of mouth. Like somebody might have had a reading, like I read for a lady in Switzerland the other day who I've read for years. Now, she heard about me when she was over in Los Angeles because she does a big skin line for Switzerland. And I went to...
not La Prairie, is it?
No, not that one. But I do like that product.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a nice product, that one too. No, it's another one. It's a new Swiss product. But she was actually working at the time for a company called Aveda, which,
I used to love Aveda, but all the products dried out my hair. Yeah,
mine too. It's
not as natural as they want you to think that it is. It's pretty chemical based.
Yeah. So that was years ago, and then word of mouth, and then somebody else from somebody else. And then, like I read for a girl in Australia. This was a month ago. And I says, could I ask you, where you got my name from? And she says, Nicole Kidman's sister. And I says,
well, I have so many celebrities.
Yeah, but I hadn't read for Nicole Kidman, but I must have connected with a sister, but I didn't know it.
But I know that we can't talk about. Won't mention all of the celebrities.
Can't do that.
I can't mention Heidi Klum and Channing Tatum's wife and Megan Fox and all of the Real Housewives. I can't mention any of that. There's lots of people.
You
do read, and you have read for a lot of famous people, but it's all word of mouth. You don't go promote yourself on television unless they, come to
don't.
You agree, but you've turned down TV shows too.
I have. I've turned down a couple. One was like in 2008. Another one was a couple of years ago. Yeah, because sometimes it's an invasion. People want to. Right. They want to be basically up your backside, and this is a very private thing for a lot of people. So it's a personal matter.
No, I think you understand that. Natalie, we have some questions on homegirltalk.com. Can I read a couple?
Yeah. Okay, first of all, I'd like, before there's a question though, I need to know just the first name, and you can randomly pick some. Just pick one at a time though, because I have to tune out, and so just pick. They have to put the name first, then the question. This is what I do on Instagram. If you have a question
for Natalie and you're already messaging us on homegirltalk.com, please just put your name. I'm just going to read your screen name otherwise. So one of them is named Lucky. And he or she is asking.
That's not a real name, though. Can't be a real name.
Yeah. Okay, Laura. She follows you on Instagram, and she loves your page, your beautiful messages. It brightens her day every day.
Where does she live? What state?
What state are you in, Andrea?
Is it? You said Laura.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, those are two different people. You have a lot of fans, Natalie.
Oh, I don't know.
Okay, Beta.
Who?
Beta wants to know, Beta, Beeeata, Beta.
Okay.
She wants to know, is her permanent disability going to be approved?
There's going to be some, I just heard changes. So around that, there's going to change. They'll do a review. Mm-hmm. And if it's anything to do with money, they might lessen it, but I don't think they're going to close it off.
Okay, so that's for Beta. She's asking you specifically about.
Yeah, I feel they're going to review it, and I feel it's this year.
Okay.
But it's like looking at something and reviewing it, and I feel that it's like saying, oh, instead of 100%, we're going to cut it down to 75%.
Okay.
For different reasons. It's also to do with perhaps living accommodation too, like maybe somebody might be there to help or something. I don't know what the reasons are exactly, but I do feel they're going to change it, but not cut it off.
Okay. Beta, we hope that gives you some comfort and some insight.
Would you ask her, Beta, because I know she's obviously watching, but because I can't see all the questions like I normally could, if she could just send me a message on Psychic Medium Natalie Tomlinson on Facebook. It's a page you can like, and just touch base with me so I can, check in with her.
I just messaged her and she's watching, so that's fantastic.
Hi, Beta.
Sally Chelly is saying hi to you.
Oh, hi, Sally. I think she's up north in Seattle.
Yes. Will she find a job in April?
Yeah, she will do. She's got to look a bit hard and get off social media. I've told her she's not. She's always
on social media right now.
Yeah, too much though, like all the time. If you're living and breathing, you know this because I've already told you, you can't be on social media 24/7 and dating and looking at all these different sites. You've got to actually get knuckled down and put it this way.
She said yes. She's LOLing right now. You're right.
So in other words, for example, turn all the social media off, go on the websites to find work. Put it this way. If you've got a place to live and they're saying, right, you've got no money, no nothing, and you've got to pay your rent, you'll go out there and get a job. I don't care what it is. Go out there and get a job. I don't care what you're doing. If you're stacking shelves, you're working anywhere, just get a job, pay your bills, and get moving. Don't sit at home. Social media, forget it. Work hard. It will pay off.
You work hard for the money. Okay, Natalie.
For the money.
Andrea. This is from Andrea or Andrea. I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce it, but she's here in California. She wants to know when she's going to get a new job, what kind of job she's looking for, a career change. Anything you can.
Okay, have I spoken to this girl before? I've got pop-ups here. Have I spoken to Andrea or Andrea before?
Andrea. Has Natalie spoken to you before? And Sally Chelly says thank you. She loves you.
Oh, well, she's a sweet girl, but she just needs to get a finger out and get on with it now. Andrea
also wants to spend more time with her kids, but she's not happy in her job. And she says, yes, she follows you on live on your Instagram.
Okay. But she can change that. She has got a friend who's offered her a job, I feel. Somebody said, I know there's a connection with a job, but through maybe a girlfriend who suggested something like, I know somebody who can give you a job. I think whatever comes now, just take, because work always leads to work. So if you get one job, it'll always take you to another, but you've really got to get off. There's a lot of people saying, I don't want to do this and do that. I think, if you've got bills to pay, get a job. It could be in a local little shop. It could be a boutique. Because work leads to work. It connects.
I like that. I think that's true, Natalie, because a lot of us, I'll speak for myself too. Sometimes you get to a point, especially as you're getting older. And if you have kids like Andrea, you're like, I'm too old for working at Starbucks or doing this or that. But when the times are tough or it's time to get a little desperate, there's nothing wrong in doing that. You're working an honest job, and work leads to work, like you're saying.
I'm telling you, I don't care what you do. Even if you did something, worked at night and you had someone to look after your kids, I don't care what you're doing. You have to work because you've got to bring money in. You've got to put food on the table. You've got to keep a roof over your head. If you've got that, you're a rich person. Everything else is gravy. You got your health. You can provide food for your kids, and there's a lot of love. Everything else falls into place. But get off your asses and get a frigging job. I'm not listening to this. People saying, because they're all busy on social media, doing nothing, twiddling the thumbs, buying on the credit cards, high heel shoes to go out, but they can't, they still haven't got a job. Come on. Right. This is ridiculous.
Right. I think what's happening, and some of these women are saying, they've applied for multiple jobs, but they've been rejected. So it's also
got to keep going. You can feel rejected.
There you go.
We've all been there. Listen, I had a time in my life I was down to my last $20, and that's all I had. That's all I had. I thought, what am I going to do? I've got to pay rent. I put $10 of gas in my car. I bought $10 some dinner to make some dinner, and the next day I made money. But I never got down on myself. I thought, you know what? My car it needs so much doing, but I'm going to do it as soon as I get some extra money. I just keep going. You just keep going. You're going to get times of rejection, and that's because that job's not meant to be for you. It's for somebody else. But if you keep going, something's got to stick. It's like the story about the Kentucky Fried Chicken guy originally started that story. Do you know that happened about that? That guy had the recipe to make, even though I don't eat Kentucky Fried Chicken, but going way, way back, that guy got rejected with it. This is it will never work, this, blah, blah, blah. Look at it now. Eventually, the guy connected with somebody and said, let's do it. It happened, and look at the big franchise. So,
oh, my God, and look at all those dead chickens all these years later.
Oh, tell me about it. I know, but I'm saying the story behind that is, though, to get out there and go for it.
And get off.
Yeah, you're going to get rejected. We've all been rejected in relationships, in work.
That's reality. Natalie, correct. I have a question for you, and I know that all these people are clamoring to get your attention, and we will get to you. But this is the thing, and we're going to have Natalie back. I want people to know, because this is their first introduction to you.
Yes.
And me too.
Yes.
Tell us about you being a psychic medium. And when I first have heard about psychics and mediums, you know, the way I was raised Catholic, of course, Latina, and then, you know, non-denominational, but I'm still a Christian. So I was always raised to believe that psychics, mediums, all of that kind of stuff is voodoo, it's witchcraft, it's demonic, it's scary, don't deal with Ouija boards. Are you into that stuff? Tell us about.
I'm a Christian also. I have one side of my family, my mother's side were Catholic through my grandfather, who's Polish Catholic, and they have a thing called Church of England, which is just I don't know how it works. The churches did, because there's Lutheran. I don't understand all that, but at the end of the day, a Christian is a Christian. You believe in Jesus Christ, you believe in Mary. That's my beliefs. That's my personal thing, right? That everybody has different beliefs, whatever religion you are, and that's fine. That's everybody's personal choice. There's such a higher power out there; it's beyond our comprehension.
And it's beyond our labels. So
all this is so powerful; it's ridiculous.
When you're connecting,
yes.
So when it's people who have passed away, it's their spirit connecting to you.
Yes. Right. So I'll be doing
see things like talking about jobs or, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
It's I'll give you messages coming to you or visions.
Constantly, all mixed up. It's like, I try to explain. It's like I will watch. I can see. I don't know if anybody's watched a show called The Good Doctor or The Young Doctor.
I've never heard of that.
Well, it's a show, and there's a young man who's got autism, but he's like, he helps in this. It was a TV show that's been on. And I watched it the other day, and I thought, oh my God, that's exactly what I see. He sees organs in a body on health. Ooh. And I will see, for example, when I'm doing a reading, they'll show me a vision, but they might show me just the bones of a body. Spirit, or they might show me internal organs, or they might show me the veins or the nerve endings. So I'll see somebody like they might have a problem in their spine. Like, I'll give you an example, because I do a lot of drawing when I do readings, and this is all over the phone. I don't see the person. So a girl I read for, I actually drew her back and her spine. And I said, look, you have a curve in your spine.
Oh, I better set it straight.
Yeah, but it's nothing to do with that. It's happened over a period of time. So I drew it, and it was like a backward S. So you do the S, but it's the other way around. So cut a long story short, I sent her all the notes, and she actually sent me an email. And she says to me, you're not going to believe this, but I actually went to have an X-ray. Uh-huh. And she said, she's got the paper. She showed me the X-ray, and she had a copy of it. And then she showed me the picture where I drew the spine, and it was the curve, and it was exactly the same as the X-ray, the same spot in the curve.
Does that ever freak you out when it's so accurate?
No, because I'm just a messenger. I call it like postcards from heaven. It doesn't freak me out, because it's like, that's my job. That's what I see. So I'm basically saying, tell her this, tell Marlene this. And I'll go, oh, I'm hearing, and they'll say, I might get a vision. If I don't get a vision, they'll give me detail. So they might say, oh, it's a grandfather, and it's this, is that. And, you know, he'll be wearing a certain thing, a certain item of clothing that he'd be renowned for, or he might have a tattoo in a certain place that only few people would know about. Like, he might have a Mickey Mouse tattooed on his bottom cheek, you know, something a bit that not everyone is going to know about, but the person I'm speaking to will relate to this. So it could be a health situation, certain things coming up. Right. And also the mediumship part is because, you know, like, I'll give you an example. I was doing an Instagram live a few weeks ago, and I had two visions in front of me. Marlene, are you texting your friends?
No, I'm looking at comments. You have so many comments.
Okay.
You have so many questions. But
if they go also, I'm going to give you the, so basically I'm on Instagram live like this, but I can see everybody's comments. I can't see the people who are now watching this. I can't see, only you can see what they're saying. So like tomorrow I'll do Instagram live, and I could see two gentlemen in front of me. there's like two visions in front of me of two good-looking guys who'd crossed over, and they were brothers and they were twins, and they were like light brown hair, Caucasian guys, good-looking, sort of greeny blue eyes. I felt like maybe greeny blue hazel, and they were both stood in front of me, and I said, whoever's watching this, I knew it was a mother or a sister who was tuning in. I could feel it, and they're saying there's a female watching who's linked to us. So I knew it was going to be a mother or sister. I didn't feel a wife. I felt a mother or a sister. And I said, one of them, I could see one on crutches. And I thought, maybe, there's no point in me guessing, he's had an accident, or he was, in Iraq or something, Afghanistan. I wasn't quite sure, but I was telling her what I could see. Now, I knew he lived in a cold place. They lived in a cold place bordering Canada. I could feel it. And there were some other details. But basically, the gentleman who'd crossed over, a woman connected with me afterwards, and she said, those are my sons. And the two boys, I said, they're about early 30s. I think they're about 31, 32. One had crossed over. The following year, the other brother, the other twin, crossed over. The first one who crossed was on crutches 6 months before he crossed over. So that's why I saw the crutches. Secondly, the other brother crossed over, and they sadly both were addicted to drugs. So but they were both here, and they both wanted to communicate. The mother was at home in Florida on her cell phone, watching me on Instagram Live, and I was getting the messages for her. Then she messaged me afterwards. So we were messaging one another back, and I had some more information to tell her. And it was really lovely. She says, and she sent me, says, I'd love you to send me a picture of you boys. My heart nearly exploded when she sent me this picture, because the detail was exactly what I saw. And I thought, if those guys, and I was in my 30s, I would have dated one of them, because they were hot. They were lovely. But anyway, it was very, very rewarding to connect that with the mother, because
it transcends.
It was fabulous.
You don't have to be in the same space. Natalie, I have a quick question for you.
Before you do that, let me just finish just hold that question. Sure. This lady had, she had to have that closure, and her whole house is a shrine of her two sons. So they connected with her. The mother knew she was on the phone to me to connect with those messages, to let her know that they're there and they're with her. And there was other details, but I can't remember because it was back and forth, but it was really lovely. That is why I'm here. That is why I've been given this gift. And this gift, I always say, is to help people. So you move on through your life with a sense of peace that, when a loved one has crossed over, because they're still there. It's like removing a big coat or something. That's just your shell. Your spirit and your soul carries on, and they all go home. And we all go home. We're only passing through here. It's like we're getting to the next stop, and we're at the DMV. And when your number's called, honey, your number's called.
So this is just a temporary passing through phase, and we get so connected and attached to it.
Yeah, so just enjoy the journey, be kind to people, and you go home. And that's it.
That's such a great message.
And we all go home. Remember that, we are all going home. Unless you're a naughty person, I don't think you'll be going quite to the home you thought that you were going to.
Uh-oh, you're going to get in trouble. When did you know that you had this gift? Somebody has that question.
Yes, which, by the way, that's a good question, because all these questions people ask me over and over again is in my book, because I talk about... Yes. Right.
So what's your book?
This is my book. It's called Who Turned the Light On?
Who turned the light on?
Okay. And it explains absolutely everything. And just to let you know, in this book, even this picture on the back with the rainbow means something. It's after I lost my mother. In this book, there's 54 pictures. So it's not a boring book. Everything explained, because my father was in the music business and all sorts of goodies. And my life and discovering what I knew I had, but I didn't realize what I had. I thought everybody can do what I do and know things. And as I explained, it's like looking at somebody, and I knew that where they were going on vacation, but I thought maybe they'd already told me. And they went, no, we only booked that holiday, that vacation last night. How do you know we're going there? I went, oh, didn't you already tell me? And lots of other little things stemmed from there. And knowing stuff. I knew trouble. I could smell somebody who was bad news walking past me. You know, I've helped the police in certain matters, and I've helped with missing people's cases and stuff like that. Yeah, because if you can help people to put some closure with people who've lost people unexpectedly, it's all about a sense of peace. It's putting the lid on the jar and making, okay, now we can relax. They've got a burial. They've got some closure. That's what it's all about. It's transcending in a peaceful manner and knowing that they're at peace and you can feel more rested in your heart.
Right.
Yeah.
We're
so
the ones dealing with all of that.
Yeah. So some people might want a reading, but they want to get some messages. They don't even tell me. I just tell them what I hear, and they'll go, oh my God. You know, there was talking about Dorothy. I was actually on the phone texting Dorothy the day, and she said, I'm just going to meet a friend for lunch. And I said, oh, okay. And she's just having a hard time. That's pretty much all she said. And I said, tell your friend. And I gave her a bunch of messages. And then she was sat having lunch with a friend. And I said, tell your friend the color purple. So you think, oh, the color purple. So you think maybe the film or the lovely color. Why that color? And I said, the color purple is very significant to her. So the woman, she told the message. She said, my friend Natalie, the psychic, said the color purple. So the woman nearly passed out. She just lost her husband. And on their second date, a purple balloon dropped onto their table when they were having lunch. And they still talked about it till the day he crossed over.
Oh
that
my God.
was the color purple. Now,
and no way you could Google that or.
Well, this is a text. I'm just literally texting her. We're talking about.
But that's what people think. Like, oh, the psychics Google people or.
Yeah. You know what? I could Google you. You could Google me. Everyone's on Google. There's no privacy anymore. But it's not, as I said before, it's not about saying, oh, yes, you live in Michigan. It's not that. I can tell you've got a tattoo of a Mickey Mouse on your ass. That's the difference. And it's like one time somebody says, oh, I don't believe in psychics. And I'm like, hey, great. That's your choice. End of story. I have no problem saying, oh, you get the skeptics. That's because there's so many frauds here. It's unbelievable. And it really annoys me because it gives people like me who are genuinely gifted, gives people like me a bad name. But those people are what I call nickel and dime phonies. Those people are phonies, and it's terrible. One woman I spoke to was telling me she went to see a lady who was a spiritualist, and she said, oh, if you give me $1,200, I can make this potion, and the man that you're after is going to come into your life. And I thought, oh, for Christ's sake, what is going on? I was livid. I said, that's a lot of BS. I said, that's not going to happen. First of all, that guy's not interested in you, number one. And that love potion, you may as well put $1,200 cash down your toilet.
Right.
So don't do that. I said, just have a reading with somebody. Go with people who are recommended. Or it's like, if you have always. You have a painter who paints your house. You go, oh, your house looks lovely. Lovely painting. Very good job. Who's your painter? Oh, that's Joe Bloggs. Oh, do you have Joe Bloggs' number? Terrific. So then you go see a medium or a psychic. Why do you go see them? My friend saw them. What did she say? She says, everything this woman told me unfolded over a period of time. She communicated with my grandfather or my grandmother or my auntie so-and-so, and she told me messages that nobody else would know but her or I. That's when you know there's a lot of people out there that have made it because they want to do more TV commercial stuff, but it has to be real. It has to be real. And you know that. And again, it's word of mouth. Don't do anything unless you know you've got a reputation, word of mouth. Anybody who advertises, forget it. Forget it. If they advertise,
straight from the psychic's mouth.
No advertising, word of mouth, word of mouth, word of mouth. If you say, oh, psychics and California psychics, forget it. I'm sorry, because I see all these frauds. Cleo, I don't know where the hell they found her. She's a disaster.
Oh my God. She was fabulous, though. She was a great actress.
She was an actress. I think she wanted to be an actress. She failed. So she thought, I'll do something that I can still get myself on television. And she was an absolute con merchant.
Yeah. Call me now, Miss Cleo.
Call me now. I'm a complete fraud and I'm making millions. All you people calling in. Absolutely desperate. And there's people like that, though, give everybody else, all the other psychics and mediums. I've known people who read tea leaves. There's people who read palms. Everybody's got these certain gifts. And eventually you find out because you know things. And you think, hang on a minute, what's going on? How do I know that? And why can I see a vision? Why can I see an aura and a color behind somebody? And all the pieces come together. And that's what happened to me over a period of time. It got more and more and more. And I'm like, hang on a minute. This is not happening for nothing. There's a reason. This is something I've got to use. I've been given a gift to help people. And that's how it works. In a nutshell, without going, I could nitpick and talk for an hour and a half about why, ifs, buts and ands, but that would bore you senseless. So that basically you find out over a period of time because it's like things start opening up. It's amazing.
Right. So like you're saying it just connects. And your whole point is to help give people a sense of peace. This is not to leave you
100%.
Leave you feeling unsettled or dark or scared. It's a sense of peace.
Also, like for example, Ouija boards, no go. Would you leave your front door open?
I don't mess with that.
You don't. You're dancing with the devil.
Thank you.
You do not open your front door and say to a stranger, "Come on in." So you're opening spirit world, but you're opening the door to everything and anything. You don't do that. So leave that alone. If you want to communicate with the other side, you go to a valid medium, a valid psychic. There are some good ones out there who are genuine. Be very, very careful. And again, it's word of mouth. Spirit will work it so you do connect to the right person. The Holy Spirit is so strong and so powerful, it'll move mountains. Things happen as they should be happening. There's no such thing as coincidence, ever. This is not a coincidence. Everything happens for a reason.
Natalie, we have a woman, she's actually, I've never met her, but my husband knew her back when he lived in Arizona, Becky Howe, and she lost her son, and she wants to know if he's in heaven, if he's okay, is he around her?
What was the name? Becky what?
Howe, Howe.
Okay, Becky Howe. Okay. I just feel like he might have been under 10. I don't know why I'm picking up a young boy. Do we know if he's a young boy? Because
Becky, if you're still watching, will you please let us know how old? I think it was her son. I don't know if it was her, maybe it was her husband, but I think it was her son.
Okay, I connect to something to do with June, and I don't know if that was a birthday or his birthday, because I see the month of June. So that could be something specific with a birthday, because that's what I'm connecting with as well. And I feel that he might have had trouble with his eyes. So I'm just writing that down anyway. So I've got the notes here. But
okay, that's for Becky Howe.
You know what? If you can ask Becky Howe, who's a friend of your husband's, to DM me on Instagram, which is Natalie Psychic. And psychic is spelled Psychic, because people spell it wrong quite often. So I just feel that. What's
your website address? I'm going to put it under your name right now.
Yeah, my website is Natalie Tomlinson and then .com.
Look at this.
Okay, so you can have a look at the website. You'll see different radio things on there and some videos and different things, media stuff and so on. So remember, it's all word of mouth. Please remember that. So anybody, forget me, let's take me out of the equation. Anybody out there who thinks I really want to communicate with my mum or my dad, and don't just go to some spiritist on the corner, $10 and
exactly, with the sign, the neon sign, $10.
If you go to Florida, they're on every street corner. It's unbelievable. I was just horrified. I'm like, these people, it's like saying I'm a con man or woman and I'm going to rip you off. I'm going to play on your vulnerability. I find it makes me so pissed off that people, and there's so many people out there who are really having a vulnerable time after they're grieving, and then they play on their weaknesses. And I really don't like people like that. You help people when people are down. And I always say this, you only look down on people if you're helping them up, because everybody needs that helping hand every day.
Natalie.
Yes.
Becky just messaged us. She said he was 27.
So he's not
June was when her little brother died.
How old was he?
June.
Yeah, I just see them as June.
Becky?
Did anybody have any problems with the eyes?
Is there anybody watching?
No, but it could be the girl. I feel. I don't know if she had like an eye issue or something with they show me eyes, so I just say eyes. What I'm saying.
Okay. We also have a friend, Mallory Diltz. She had a friend who committed suicide when she was a kid. She wants to know if he's around any.
Mallory
Diltz.
Diltz. I'm just writing it down. Diltz. Mallory Diltz. She had a friend. Was that from like school or was it work?
She said when she was a kid, so it must have been school or maybe a family friend.
I just heard somebody said something about I just heard sister. So I don't know if she's connected to a sister of his or something about the sister.
Okay.
There's a connection to a sister. And I just saw a bicycle.
Oh, bicycle.
Yeah. See, when I do a reading, like a one-on-one, because there's a lot of vibrations going on there, because you're probably getting lots and lots of messages, but I can't see any of these. It would have helped if I could see them somehow.
We're going to fix this so that
you can see them. Yeah. Because I'm drawn to someone that I'll pull out.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
We're putting you at a disadvantage and you're still working.
That's okay. That's okay. Let me just see. I felt, did they live in the same street?
Mallory, listen to this, Natalie. So Mallory says the friend who committed suicide when she was a kid, he was a friend of the family. He always built bicycles from spare parts.
That's it. That's why I see bicycle.
So he's around her or her family?
Yeah, but he's around, and also the other family. There's another family as well. Does she know if there's anything to do with Philadelphia? I just saw Philadelphia.
Mallory, anything to do with Philadelphia?
I don't know. It could have been they lived there or they could have gone there or something significant.
Becky Howe, back to Becky Howe. She said he was 17 years old when he passed and that he had to wear glasses. The eyes.
Yeah. I don't know. Lots of kids wear glasses. So I wonder if there was an issue with one or something, but I see eyes and I felt, is that Phoenix she's in?
Mallory or Becky?
Somebody is in Arizona, but I just saw Phoenix. So I don't know. It could be one of the two now because I'm getting the two. Maybe it's Becky. I don't know. I'm just trying to see it. Okay, I see the word Howard, the name Howard. So I feel that somebody's crossed with the name Howard.
Okay.
As well. So I don't know if that's linked somehow. Howard.
Said that the friend who killed himself has a sister and two brothers, but she doesn't know any Philadelphia connection.
Okay, ask the sister. Is she connected to like on Facebook or something like that?
Mallory lived in Arizona when she got the news that he passed.
There you go. There's the link. Yeah. Oh my God, my battery's running down. I'm have to.
Oh my gosh, are we gonna have to say goodbye already?
No. I just have to go get a plug and plug it in. Can you hold on for a minute while I go get a plug?
We can. It'll give me time to go through some of these comments.
Just give me a sec because I've got I've just used it like 100%. That's crazy. Well, it's all those people out there.
I was going to say, and maybe it's all of the energy around you. It's just absorbing it all.
If you can just give me a minute, I'll get my charger.
You've got take your time.
Hold on one sec, guys. Bear with me 1 minute.
So right now, you guys, I'm looking on homegirltalk.com, which I want to encourage you as we continue to do these for all of us to meet there, only because that's the one place where I can read all the comments and where Natalie will be able to read all the comments or whoever our guest is that day. And then we can answer them, as quickly and as thoroughly as possible. Because right now I've got my phone because I'm looking at Facebook. And now I'm also on homegirltalk.com on the watch live. And we have a lot of comments and questions here as well. And please don't think that we're not paying attention or are going to get to you. It's just that it's a lot. And this is also our first Homegirl Talk. And so we're really excited to have Natalie as our special guest. So a lot of questions about work. Let me see. And a lot of people who watch Natalie's Instagram lives. I would love to be able to do an Instagram live at some point, but we're going to have Natalie back, and we're going to be able to have her see the comments so she can be drawn to your names or your questions instead of having me relay the message back and forth. Someone says, Diane Murphy says, Natalie is amazing. I know because I've had the blessings to meet her in person. Get her book. It's amazing. And Natalie's book is called Who Turned the Lights On? And it's sort of about how she realized she had the gift to be a psychic medium.
I'm here. I'm so sorry about that. I can't believe that.
Girl, I'm just talking about your book and all the comments we're getting on Homegirl Talk.
Oh, right. Has anybody got the book?
Yes. Diane Murphy.
Oh, yeah. No, Diane.
Amazing.
Oh, bless her heart. Thank you. Ask Diane Murphy, did she know about the dogs? She had to move and she had to let her dogs go, which was very, very sad. I wanted to know if she found out if they got good homes.
Natalie wants to know. Did you hear that, Diane?
She had to take them to it's one of those places, like, I don't know how it was a non-kill. I hope they got some good homes because that was upsetting.
Sally Chelly. Oh, no.
Sally Chelly.
Sally Chelly loves you. She says you're the real deal. And Beta wants to know if her son's wife is going to get pregnant this year.
Hang on a minute. We're meant to do one question per person, then other people can ask. Hold on a sec. Where did I put that little?
Okay, that's a good.
Beta. What did I put here? Because I've got different papers here with different things.
Diane had to surrender the dogs, by the way.
Yes, I know she had to surrender them, but do you know if they got good homes?
We love doggies.
Oh my God. Yeah. I love dogs more than anything. I just do. It's my weak point because I love. Oh God, I love her.
Run through last night.
Cute. I kiss her all over her face, and I just love it. She's you know what? This little girl was found in the desert.
She's not little, Natalie. She was on
40, yeah, but she's only 45 pounds. Honestly, my last dog was 90 pounds, but she was found in the Mojave Desert by a dirt biker, and he was with his family, and they came across this cardboard box, and he was like nearly run over it, and there was like 7 puppies in there. Somebody had dumped them, and
that's terrible.
Well, it happens quite a lot. There's a lot of bad people out there.
Disgusting.
Hopefully, they'll be going down the steps, not up the steps. I don't like people who do any cruelty.
Do you think that hell is a real place? Like, is it a real?
I don't know if it's
actual hell.
I just feel like there's something. I do. I feel this. It's beyond our comprehension because I feel that our spirits, we just carry on. But I feel sometimes hell can be on earth, But I feel there's good and bad. There's definitely a slice of each for sure. I've already made reservations up there. I bought the Bellagio suite. I've got the suite up there. Only kidding. I'm only kidding. Yeah. So which was the question? Were you talking about Becky, or was that Becky?
Becky has to leave Facebook, but she's going to message you.
Okay.
And she thanks you for what you had to say for her.
Yeah, I understand because it's very, very hard. It's very sad when you have to let somebody go before you. I always say we're all in God's waiting room, and when our number's called, it's like being at the DMV. You're waiting for your number to come up, but you don't know when it's going to happen. So that's why you should just make the most of every day. Today's Friday, every day is a good day, and just enjoy all the lovely moments in our lives, because that's what it's about at the end of the day, isn't it? It's just grasping the moments, enjoying your lovely friends and family. And it's not about how much you've got or how big your house is, or, it could be something very, very simple, a pizza and a can of Coke, and just enjoying your moment with those people. That's what it's about. And that's what life should be about. Not about who's got what and who you design a handbag.
You can't take any of it with you.
Listen, do you ever see anybody dragging a U-Haul behind a cast? Behind a casket?
Like a hearse?
Yeah, a hearse. Do you ever see them dragging a U-Haul?
No, you're right.
It's just keep life simple. Don't complicate things, and don't waste your money on buying designer stuff. Buy something that's more funky and happy, and give the money to somebody who needs it. Like I see guys going around on the bicycles collecting the recycle, and I'll give them $10, wherever I've got my wallet, and go, get yourself some lunch. Yeah, and they go, okay, go get yourself a big sandwich.
Enjoy the moment. That's right.
Oh, always. I enjoy I get up in the morning, I have my coffee, I'm with my dog, and we play, and then we'll go for a beautiful walk. And I think, how lucky to be here, you know, like, just look at the sky, blue skies, make the most of your day, whatever you're doing. Take your dog for a walk, enjoy your husband, your wife, your kids, just relish. If I had kids, I'd be like, smother them with kisses. Mm-hmm. So I smother, you know, but I love animals. I should really live on a farm or something, because I'd be quite happy. And I like to hear the birds in the morning, you know.
Oh, so do I.
I love the calm and the peacefulness, and I have to reboot because every day I'm speaking to people. So at the end of the day, I can get a bit tired, but I don't sleep enough. That's my problem. Yeah, because
Natalie, speaking of animals, like, I believe animals have souls. Do you ever like connect with animals who have passed to the other side?
Yes. It's not like I'm not a pet psychic, but when I do readings, like I read for somebody the other day, and I said, I see a swimming pool, and I see this golden retriever running around it, and they just lost the golden retriever. But I said, the dog's still here. It's still, I said, do you ever, and I said, is there a little girl in the family? And they said, yes, she's playing. I said, the dog's there with her now. He didn't leave her side. She went, this dog of ours slept with our little girl next to her bed every night, and it was still there. I could see it running around. Oh yeah, bring dogs in. And sometimes I remember doing a reading for a woman actually here in LA, and I told her the name of the dog. I said, this dog was either 16 or 18. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just stopped wobbling now. It was wobbling, wasn't it? Yeah, the screen was wobbling a little bit. Can you see it goes a bit wobbly?
Girl, there better not be an earthquake live during our discussion.
No, but I was doing a reading last week and there was an earthquake. I went, oh God, we're having an earthquake. I was right at the end of the reading. I went, oh, I'm okay. It's shaking. It's okay. What will be, will be.
Do you ever get that psychic sense, like, before it happens? Can you predict?
It's not always predictions, a planned prediction, but I thought, I said the day before, so that I feel like there's an earthquake coming any time, and it was the next day. I remember writing on paper, fire, 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 and within 20 minutes, it was on the news that the Malibu fires had just started.
Really?
Yeah. Oh no, I predicted loads of crazy things. I predicted also Vegas.
The shooting.
Yeah. I didn't know if it was.
Did you say that somewhere publicly? Like, before?
Yeah. I think Dorothy knew about it as well, because I told her. And a guy I was talking to at the park, he wrote on my Facebook, he was like, damn girl. He went, you're only saying it because I said Germany, which we just had Germany. I said in Vegas. I said, something's going to happen. I wasn't quite sure what it was. I thought maybe an explosion. Wasn't quite sure. But little thing, things like that will come out of the blue. Also, I can be in the supermarket and I know things, people walking by, and I want to tell people things, but I'm actually not supposed to.
Why aren't you supposed
and I don't,
to?
Because it's like they've got to live out their life, But I did do one time, because as I think I told you this, I was at Trader Joe's, and when you're in your line, you're buying your groceries, and the guy's beep, going through all the goodies, and I just looked at him and I said, "Oh, you have to stop speeding." And he said, "Well, what do you mean?" I said, "Well, I hear you've got to stop speeding." And he kind of went a bit red, and he said, "Are you a friend of my mum's?" And I said, "No." He says, "Well, yeah." I says, "But just don't speed driving wise, And he says, "I just got a ticket for Dave to speeding. Are you?" And I says, "Your mum's really worried." He says, "My mum's freaked out." "You are a friend of my mum's, aren't you?" I went, "No, I'm not."
He thought he was being punked or something.
And I just thought somebody was sort of spying on him, like his mum's friend.
So, I mean, that's just sort of you could have saved his life.
Well, this was after the fact, but I just said it was a warning.
I'm saying, maybe he wouldn't have learned his lesson if he hadn't heard it from you again.
Well, I have told people certain things that I've warned them. Like, I've told people not to drive down the canyon. I said, because there's something wrong with your wheel on your car. And somebody took their car in to be serviced. Funny enough, they were booked in for brakes the next day. And I said, just do not drive today or tomorrow. Do not drive down a canyon, period. So their car went in to get some new brakes, and they said, "Ooh, I'm glad I saved your life." And they says, "What do you mean by that?" And they says, "Well, your back left wheel was hanging off." And which I said, your back left wheel, it had whoever had fitted it, it was a family member, hadn't sort of screwed some part of it back. It had come off, that had gone right off the cliff.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And the guy says, you wouldn't be here. He said, if you'd have gone down a canyon, he says, you wouldn't have been here. You can't have been over the canyon, because they drive down the Malibu Canyon every day, or nearly every day, to clients. So yeah, so that was just lots of little things. I'll give you a heads up. I know when there's issues coming up. I don't know. It's what I hear. I just hear things. I pass the message on. I'm UPS for the spirit world.
That's how I look at it. That when people pass, I had a question that I wrote down, which is, when we dream, my girlfriend asked.
Yes, good question.
When we dream of loved ones who have deceased, does it mean they're visiting us or trying to relay a message?
100%. All of that and the above. And I've explained this to other people before, how this works. Spirit will come to you through dreams. Sometimes people say, well, I don't dream about them. It's also if you remember the dreams. My mum came to me 2 weeks after she crossed over. And I was talking to her on the phone. I was going, oh, I really miss you, Mum, you know. And I was just talking to her, and I was in an apartment, but I didn't know where I was. And I was on an old-fashioned, remember the phones you'd pull up the antennas? I was on one of those.
Oh, the old cordless phones?
Yeah. They were like the first ones. They're like, ooh, novelty. And you'd put them on the kitchen, on the wall. Anyway, and I was on one of those going, God, I really miss you. And then I think it was maybe a month later, my mother came to me, and I was in a party at somebody's house, and she was in the corner of the room, and she was staring at me, but I couldn't get to the corner for some reason. It's like I couldn't work. It was almost like I'm there watching you, but you can't get to me. And I was like, okay. And the next one I had was, this was quite interesting actually, because she came to me and she was sat at a dinner table having dinner, and a big round table, and she had this beautiful, like really lacy black blouse on, and she looked beautiful. And she turned over and she says, Natalie, don't tell me I'm going to die. And I said, I didn't say that. I just said, you have to stop smoking. And my mum died of lung cancer and COPD. And the last dream that I can recall, I was hugging her and I was going, oh my God, Mum. I says, I love you so much. I was hugging her, embracing her. And I says, I've missed you so much. And then I just woke up. And basically she was saying, I'm right there hugging you to let you know I'm with you. And that, if you can get that in a dream, listen to it. And also you'll get messages, but those are the lovely things. So I can give you sort of messages if they come through. Somebody wanted a message from their boss once. And I says, oh, no, I'm not getting your boss right now, but I'm getting your mother who crossed over. And I knew it was something like an anniversary. And I said, your sister in another country laid flowers on the grave. And this guy was from Bulgaria. And he actually called her, and he actually called me later. He said, I called my sister when I got home. And he said, she'd just been to lay flowers at my mother's grave. That was happening as I was talking to him.
Crazy.
It was crazy, because I said, your sister's laying flowers at your mother's grave because it was an anniversary. So I didn't know if it was a birthday or the anniversary of her passing, but the anniversary was her birthday. And the sister went to lay flowers in Bulgaria, and he lives here in Los Angeles. And he said his legs buckled when she told him that, because I told him that. And I said,
"You're gonna be surprised too when these
messages
come to you, because it's not like you're making them up. You're saying that they come to you.
How make up what? I mean, I told somebody the other day what I saw. The flowers on, they lost their baby. And they might even be watching, perhaps. And they lost a little boy who was 4 months old of SIDS, which we call in England cot death.
Okay.
But I told her about the colour of the flowers that were on the casket. Now you might think something like, oh, white flowers or something, but they were orange and something, if I remember, tangerine colour and something else. Mm-hmm. And those are the colours. I told her, there's flowers on the casket. And I told her there was 2 colours. And I told her, and it was about her little boy who was only 4 months old. So he came through. So it all depends. It all depends. It depends who's knocking at the door. And if I might say, you can come in, but you can't. But I'll always give you anything I get, I will give you, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent. Sometimes things can be quite rude. You know, I get some funny remarks from people who've crossed over, the spirits. You know, I'll give them details of, for example, you know, I'll say, I told a woman in a reading, I said, I don't know why, but he keeps telling me about a red devil outfit in red. And I says, perhaps your Halloween costume. And she went very, very quiet. She says, well, actually, we used to play dress up. And I used to wear, seriously. And she said, I always wore this little red, sexy devil's outfit. And he used to love me jumping around the bedroom in it. And anyway, this came up. And I said something about a red devil's outfit. So who's going to know that? Him and her, right? And I hear that. And that was a message for her. So it was almost like, here's the stamp of confirmation. Your husband's here saying, I'm with you, honey. Tell her about, like in the film Ghost.
Of course. And something that only that couple would know.
Bingo. Exactly. And that.
Natalie, why do you think some deceased people don't come through? Or most,
I don't know. I feel like they've already got a job. They're helping somebody else, that they might be busy helping other people. Because I think that when you're in spirit, you're there helping people on earth. Because we're surrounded. Just because you can't see them, they're in the air you breathe. If you go on my website, you'll see some pictures of spirits I've taken, and spirit orbs, of course. And spirit orbs are a form of spirit, because basically we're just made up of energy. So it's an energy ball, which we all are. I asked after I lost Henry, my furry boy, who I was put to sleep in my arms because he was dying of cancer, and he could
doggy?
The one before, yeah, who was like my soulmate. I loved him immensely. We had a great communication, the two of us. So I had him put to sleep at home in my arms because he could only take 3 steps. He was filling it with blood. He had internal bleeding. It was horrendous. Yeah, it was terrible. Yeah, so I asked, it was like 3 nights later, I think, I said, I'm going to take a picture with my digital camera, and you're going to show up in this picture. And I know you're going to be there because you want to let me know you're here. And he loved his paddling pool. That was his thing. He was a water dog. He loved water. He was a big German shepherd mix.
So cute.
Yeah, but he loved water. A lot of German shepherds don't always like water. And he was always in his paddling pool and flicking the water and everything. So I took a picture outside, and the paddling pool's there on the left. And as I took it and I looked at the picture, there was a big spirit orb, a big white, bright light right next to his paddling pool. And that's how they work. They show up in pictures if they want to. And he did. So look out for spirit orbs and pictures. If you actually go on your iPhone and you go and you film in the dark because it lights up and do slow motion, you'll see spirit orbs.
That's not just like a function of the flash or...
No, not the ones I see. Definitely not, because they've got rainbowy colours in there and they're bigger and smaller and brighter. And I've got so many pictures people would say that is like star like Galactica. It's like beyond our comprehension.
Like your necklace with those pretty stars.
Well, we're talking about like colours that you've never seen, and spirit orbs and blue and green. They're not going to show up. People can say things like, ooh, that looks like dust, or they look like raindrops and all that. It's like, whatever. I don't need to prove to anybody anything. I know because I see, and I see with my eyes, and I see with my brain. I see it.
And you've had a lot of confirmations from people because you've been doing this for years.
Yeah, exactly. So that's it. That's the bottom line. And as I said, again, you only go by recommendation. And that is the only way, because you're going to get ripped off. And that's all I've ever done. I've never advertised. It's all somebody till somebody till somebody till somebody. But it also has to unfold, because I'll tell people things that go, oh, I don't know what you're talking about. I says, well, don't worry about it now. I'm going to give you these notes. You're going to write notes. And then, I'll tell people something. And then 6 months later, I might tell them, I'll give you an example. I read for a woman in New Jersey. And I said, you're going to Colorado, you're going to San Francisco, and you're going to Arizona, all in 3 months. And she says, nope, I don't go anywhere. My job doesn't take me anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not planned on going there. And she was like, so adamant, like, oh, I don't do this and I don't do that. And why would I do that? Like, she thought I was talking mumbo jumbo. So I said, listen, write it down. Just listen. Write it down. She did. It was about 5 months later. It was just under 6 months. She called me. She says, hello. I could barely remember who she was because I forget who people are. Mm-hmm. She says, you read for me, da-da-da-da. And I says, oh, right. And then after a while, I sort of recognized her voice a little bit. And she says, you told me I was going to go to these 3 states. I says, okay. And she says, I did. I says, well, there you go. She says, but I've never go to any of those states. I've no reason to. But my boss decided to say, I want you to do some traveling now. And you're going to go to these places instead of me. And she says, I've never traveled my job in 20 years. And then this happened. So I said, so where did you go? Did you go to San Francisco? Did you go to Colorado? Did you go there? She went, I went to all of those 3, all in 3 months. I'm not here to, but I'm not here to, she's a believer because she nearly crapped her pants. She couldn't believe it. That's what she told me. She says, I nearly shit myself. She says, I couldn't believe it. So at the end of the day, I'm not here to, I'm only here to help. So take on board, take it in, write it down, let spirit work the magic. And that's what will happen.
And so I do like what you're saying. And I actually hadn't heard this before. What you're saying is, because a lot of times people, to go back to this point, when they think of a psychic or a psychic medium, and you see the big flashing sign or somebody's house that looks kind of weird and it's psychic reading $10, you're telling us as a psychic medium, do not go to those places, that they're con artists.
Why would you do that? Why would you have a thing saying outside of the palm saying $10?
Because they're trying to make money.
You just said it. They're what you call phonies. They're going to tell you all sorts of BS and make up stuff, and they're
going to charge you more for more messages, probably, right?
Okay, so they're going to look at you, upgrade, and they're going to look at you and try to figure you out. They're going to go, oh, she's got money, she's got no money. I speak to people. You're a voice at the end of the phone. That's it. That's all it is. So how would I know what I know? Because I work for the other side. I work for the spirit world, and I'm a Christian. And I have the 2 Bibles in my home. My mother's Bible from when she was a young girl, and I have a Catholic Bible. I am a huge Christian. It doesn't mean you have to go to church. My heart is my church. I have a faith. I pray. I pray every day. I say thank you every day. I say thank you for giving me the work and to help the people every day. I'm grateful. That's why people say grace before they eat. It's to show gratitude.
It's gratitude.
You have to say thank you to the Holy Spirit for giving you the gifts that you have. Whatever it may be. I look at 6-year-old kids playing concerto on the piano. To me, that takes my breath away. I think that's incredible. I see artists who paint and they just blow me away. Everybody has a gift. You have a gift. You're wonderful with people. You're fantastic at your job, and you're a ray of sunshine. You're an energy ball, and people are attracted to that. They want to be around you because they like your energy. So you're always going to pull in positive people. You might get a few lunatics hanging around you. You can get rid of those, but you're always going to be people like, oh, I want to be around Marlene because she's like, oh, la 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 la. She's full of life because you get it. You enjoy life, and I think if more people, instead of moaning and groaning, you're only going to attract moany, groany people.
It's true,
right? So
misery loves company, right?
Oh my God,
it's alcoholics. Who wants to be in that company?
Yeah, it's like, if you're going to reap what you sow, as we say, you're definitely going to mirror whatever you are is what you're going to get back. So if you're being an asshole, you're going to attract people being an asshole back.
You just break it down, girl.
Yeah, you have to be. So if you're going to be a nice person and be a good soul, you're going to attract good people. You mirror what you are, and that's exactly what you're going to attract. Always. So look in a mirror and go, I'm going to be a nice person. Say, you'll attract nice people, and nice people want to be around you. If you're like slating people and pulling them down and being nasty, you're going to attract people that do the same. And who wants to be around those people?
Although I do see that some people who are conniving and jealous and mean, a lot of times they seem to get ahead. And they do. Nice people not necessarily.
But then what they do, they might peak and they come crashing down with a vengeance. There's an old saying we say in England, every dog has its day, even though I don't like the saying. In other words, just because you're having a good run now and you're giving it plenty of this, boom, it's going to come and it's going to lowball you, take your legs out, and you're cooked. So be careful what you say and what you do. Just be a good person. Keep life simple. Don't make it complicated. Avoid people who are nasty. Avoid troublesome people. Surround yourself with good, wholesome, real people that don't mirror themselves to be something that they're not, and fakey people that talk the talk but they don't walk the walk. Just be around good souls. Less is more. Less is best, as my mum used to say. the less, the better.
Well, because then it's no baggage.
It's like keep your friends simple. But keep, who you could have people attracting around you all the time, who want to be around you, but they're around you for the wrong reasons, because you're going to bring a lot of energy full people, and they'll go on your coattails and they'll ride your coattails.
Energy vampires, they call them.
Big time. Right? Yep, 100%. Get rid of those people immediately. You'll know your true friends, because when you're in trouble or you have a day when you need help for some reason, the good people will be there in a heartbeat. They'll be right by your side. And
they're the people you can call. Those are your true friends. Those are your real family members.
Yeah, they are.
People you can call when you're in trouble.
Completely. Somebody you can trust, that you can say, I've got to do this. You've got to do that. Blah, blah, blah. I've got to go into hospital. I've had an accident. Can you do this? Can you pick up my child? These people. I've got a dog at home. My kids at school. They'll go, right. They'll drop the job at work and go, I've got to help a friend. A friend in need is a friend indeed. And in life, and I think this goes for all people even watching, you're going to meet people through your life that you'll go along and they'll drop off, because people in your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. And it's very, very true. Just because you knew somebody when you were 10 years old doesn't mean when you're 30 you're still going to be friends. I hear about people say, oh, we've known each other since we were 6. Oh, that's brilliant. That's really brilliant. But you'll meet people, and life is rich. It's about meeting lots of people and enjoying life, cultures, vibrance. You've got to embrace it all. But what your friends are when you're 60 are not going to be necessarily friends when you were 10 years old. Life changes. Some people you want around because they're good people. You smell good people. So you remember, you are what you're going to attract. So if you're moaning and groaning, go, oh, I'm depressed. I'm really depressed. You're going to get depressed people. I'm a drinker and a smoker. You're going to be in the bar. You're going to be with the drinkers and smokers. If you're a good, kind soul, you're going to attract that. And I tell people, you are you reap what you sow. You attract what you are.
You are who you surround yourself with, what you surround yourself with,
correct.
What you're watching, what you're putting in your mind.
100%. 100%.
It's common sense.
Yeah. It's like,
you don't need a college degree to figure this out.
But some people do need a degree to figure it out, because
some of them need to be shaken like and like.
Yes.
Get it
you
already.
Need to crack the whip and go, hey, what's going on? You get people like that. Those are the ones that go to the $10, call me now, Cleos.
Call me now, Miss Cleo.
Yeah.
That's because people who are drawn to that, or maybe go to the $10 psychic on the corner,
they're not real.
They're in a desperate place. And like you said earlier, I think
they're playing.
They're very vulnerable.
Yeah, and they're playing. Those people are bad people, though, because they're playing on the vulnerability. I was going through, driving through Florida in Okeechobee, that long, long road. I could not believe it. It was like every 5 minutes there was when I was like, why is there a palmist? They had like a luminous sign of a hand, and they're going every 5 minutes. I was seeing when I was like, you got to be kidding me. This is like outrageous. It was like, I felt like it was an amusement arcade. Like they were all over.
People think, Natalie, and some people watching today and later when they see this are going to think that you're the $10 psychic up the street.
Well,
and that's what all psychics are.
So what I suggest, if people think that, then that's fine. If they think that, that's okay. But they'll see that I'm not. And also the people that I read for, and because I've built up clientele, again, word of mouth, it could be somebody who I've read for, who could be in show business, who could be a stylist, who works in I don't know, Paramount or something. That stylist will tell an actress. That actress will tell her girlfriend, who will also tell her other friend who works for another studio. And then it gets to her cousin who lives in Philadelphia, who'll tell her friend in Florida, who'll tell her friend who lived in Florida but moved to New Zealand. That's how it works. And that's the way it goes. So, but think very carefully before you decide to have a reading. And, everybody wants questions answering. But, you can have a look at my website as well. So that gives you an idea who I am.
Screen, NatalieTomlinson.com.
Oh, yeah.
And also find her on Facebook.
Yes.
And you can find her book, Who Turned the Lights On.
Light on.
The light.
There's a story behind the title.
Who Turned the Light On.
And this book is written by me and my friend, Fiona Bailey. She produced this. She put it all together because it was all bits and pieces here and there and everywhere. And she nicely did it all together. But it tells you if you know me, you're going to really know me. This is like raw. This is like me telling you everything. Hell yeah. What's the point of writing a book unless you're going to be honest? There's no BS with me, honey. Not at all. But there's stories in there you're going to go, holy smokes. And remember, everything I've written here, you have to have permission from the people to write their story. Because they says, I'd love you to put that. There's one lady, a client, who's a lovely client, who actually came over to LA, and she's from New Jersey. And I saw her actually, we had dinner together. Because her story is to do with 9/11 is in that book because she lost her husband. And I read for her and her husband came through and it was wonderful. Her name's Nancy and she's a lovely, lovely lady. And I met her and a daughter. And I haven't met a son, but I've read for a son. Mm-hmm. But they were only little. I think her son was about 7 when his dad died. And her daughter was little, so she didn't really get to know her dad properly. Because he died when she was so young. But there's some amazing stories. I've read the most amazing people, and not talking about famous people. I'm talking about
read for a lot of famous people.
Yeah, but I don't want to talk about all the names because I could go on forever. Don't mention all names. There's loads.
Names. If you watch this video at the beginning, I mentioned some of the names that I'm not supposed to mention. But I mean, it doesn't matter. Their lives aren't more valuable than all of ours.
Correct. That's what I'm trying to say. It doesn't make any difference. The stories, it's just that they hear through another person. Like I said, the stylist tells the actress who tells the singer, who tells the dance, and so on. Not at all. Everybody's the same to me. We're all the same, you know? And that's how I work. It makes no difference to me at all. I love people. I love to help people. And that, you know, I'm answering all these questions. I get people asking questions, not just because, you know, sometimes people just go on and on and on going, is my boyfriend dead? You know, silly questions. Right. Am I going to lose weight? That's not, it's, you know, serious, but you have a reading and you can do follow-up questions after a reading as well. But I cram as much as I can and I make sure everybody gets the sewing, you know, a bang for the buck. I try and get as much in for each person, but it can become.
What do you think, you know, like when children die or just untimely deaths, you know, you said everything happens for a reason.
Yes, it does. Everything.
I don't necessarily believe that every single thing happens for a reason.
Yeah, because you wonder why people die so young or why people's lives are taken away.
Or
that's
all
another question.
Children with cancer, like that's not
terrible. Terrible. I feel.
I don't think that should happen.
In a way, I don't, but I feel that our lives are sort of mapped out before we get here. One of my girlfriends for years who lives in England. She'd fought. Her son died at 7, and they'd fought cancer since he was 4. He had cancer. It went away. It came back, and it took him early. But I said I knew she was going to have a daughter, and 2 years later she had a daughter. And I said, your son's brought that little girl to you. I knew all this beforehand, but so she's already got a son, but it was her eldest son. But it takes your breath away. For a mother to lose a child is very, very hard. It doesn't matter what age, whether they're 2, 10, 20, 30. I think for a mother to lose a child physically, you know, of course, I can't answer everything because I don't know all the answers because I haven't quite got there yet. But I know enough to know that there's something higher and that we're all going to a better place because we go home. I know that. How do I know? Because I wouldn't see and know all the details that I know. It's beyond our comprehension. It's huge, but it's good and it's positive and it's happy. And as long as people get a sense of peace, that's what it's about at the end of the day.
Oh my gosh.
You know, it really is. It's having that closure with people so that they can go to sleep that night knowing that they're around, the spirits are around. I've told people details about things in readings that they're going to find. And, you know, I'll detail a ring. There's something in this book I wrote about a woman and her husband came through. And it just came to me now because it was something significant. I said that he's talking about, he has some trinkets that maybe you've not gone through them all. And I said, he's talking about a medal. She went, oh, I don't know what you're talking about. I said, he said there's a box I think it might be in his closet with all sorts of stings in it. I said, go in the box. I said, this woman's in Canada. Go in the box. You're going to find a medal with an eagle on it. And she said, really? I don't know what you're talking about. I said, go look. It might not have been his. It might have been his grandfather's. So she went and she looked. And I think she sent me a message, an email. And she says, Natalie, I didn't know what on earth you were talking about. And she went and she found this old medal. I said, it's sort of, you can pin it and it hangs. I said, so have a look for that. I can see it. I said, it's got an eagle. Mm-hmm. She says, okay, I'll look. And she did. So she went and said, but look in a box with all its bits and pieces. And there it is.
Let me see. Oh, you put that in your book. Oh, wow. And there's the eagle.
Yeah. And I drew it on the paper and I said, it's hanging like an old war medal. And it was his grandfather's and he kept it. So I wrote about that, but also I had to have permission to write that story from the lady who told me. But there's 3 sections to this book, by the way. Mm-hmm. Obviously, it's about myself to my point to now and my journey of finding out, discovering being a psychic medium. And also there's testimonials from people at the end. You know, it's 3 sections. And what I did was on Instagram, I asked a question. I said, if you want to know a question, i.e. what people are writing now, if you're a psychic or a medium and you want to ask them a question, not about yourself, about what they do, what would it be? Well, I got like 65 questions. I answered them all in this book. Oh, so there's section part 2, questions and answers. Like, do you get dreams or visions? Mm-hmm. You know, questions. These are what people in the book, and I've answered. Is it overwhelming at times?
I can imagine it is.
You don't make it. By the way, you don't. This came out last year. Yeah, it came out last May. But so almost a year old, less than that. Mm-hmm. Thing is, though, you don't make any money on self-publishing. I don't make any money on this book. I might make 99 cents. It's not that. I didn't do it for that reason, to make money like a lot of people do. I did this because it's something that I wanted to do and to answer things so people could get a feel of how it feels like to be a psychic or a medium or a spiritist or whatever. And that's why I did that, because it gives you a story about me, number one, gives you some questions and answers people want to know. And thirdly, I've got some lovely testimonials there that people have read for. So it's like 3 sections all in one book. It's a good book. I'd enjoy it. I'm not trying to sell it. I'm just going to, if you wanted to.
Sharing your story.
Yeah,
but you're sharing about yourself.
Yeah, but if you just wanted to.
Been around you and what they have to say.
Yeah. So it just gives you an idea what it's like to do what I do. And also people that have had, so it's like, hey, you know, I had a reading and this is my story. So I've just pulled out some nice stories that randomly. And I said, could I put your story in with your picture? Absolutely. Yes. And I put them in the book. So that alone took months to get everybody to answer and to write. It took ages.
It takes forever just to get an email back.
Well, then you're having to chase people. Then you're going, well, can you text me? I need to get approval, because every single thing you've written has to be approved at a publisher's. Everything has to be signed for. So it takes time. So all those little things in a book. And I think, you know, in life, if you want to do something, you should just do it. Don't talk about it. Don't say, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Oh, yeah, I'm thinking of doing this. Oh, I think I might do that. Just do it. Get on with it. Let's get the show on the frigging road, man.
Well, that's why we're doing Homegirl Talk today.
Hello!
Do it. Natalie, do you think that, we've been talking for a really long time, and I know. You've got to go, but yeah. I wanted to ask you, do you think that all of us, most of us, all of us have a little bit of that ability? It's just a matter of, do we allow ourselves to get in touch with it and be in that quiet place? Or what are your thoughts on that?
I feel definitely we all have a gift. It's called intuition. Mm-hmm. And I think we all have it. And it's something that I feel that not everybody uses. So, for example, and I'll use this as an example. You could be going on a date or something, and you think, oh, this doesn't feel right, or something doesn't feel right. Mm-hmm. If in doubt, leave it out. Shall I go for the red dress, or should I go for the green dress? I like the red dress. Somebody says, well, what about the red dress, Nat? I says, the red dress is lovely. But I was thinking the green. Okay, I like the green dress. Mm-hmm. But why do you prefer the green to the red? I says, I don't. I like them both. I think they're both lovely. So if in doubt, leave it out. Go back the next day and then you'll see if you really want the dress. Don't do things that doesn't feel right. If you're uncomfortable or you feel that you shouldn't sleep with that person, don't do it. Or if you've got a guy and you think he's cheating on you, more than likely he is, because Spirit are giving you some guidance saying, that's not right. Something's not right there. And I feel people don't listen to that. They go, oh, yeah, but maybe, yeah, they brush it under the carpet. Like, no, blah, 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 blah. No, you're hearing it, not just because you're hearing it from 300 friends, but because you put that lower pit, boom, like someone's giving you a low jab, takes you out, and that feeling in the lower pit of your stomach. You have to listen to it. It's called your intuition. We all have that. Every single person on the planet has that. Whether they listen is another story. You have to listen. And I tell people over and again, listen to your intuition. What does it tell you? It says that I'm not sure. Well, why aren't you sure? Because it's not right. It's like marrying somebody. Do you know how many people I know got married and the day they got married, they went, I don't know if I should be doing this. Are you kidding me? You've got to be 110%.
Yeah.
110%. Like it feels as natural as just waking up in the morning. It should just feel perfect. It shouldn't cross question. Should I get married? Should I be walking around the aisle today? Hello? You know, I've spoken to people that said, well, I was just about to walk down the aisle. I said to my dad, maybe I shouldn't be doing this. Or to the mum, you know, I shouldn't be doing this. Well, you're going to do it because we spent $100,000. Oh, really? You know what? Tell everyone to give all the presents back. I'm out of here. Oh, but they didn't. They went through with it. And 6 months later, they were on to a new relationship.
Right.
If in doubt, leave it out. I'm telling you, less is more. And if in doubt, leave it out. Those are two things you should remember. Intuition kicks in. Listen to it. That is what you've been given. That is your gift. That is spirit guiding you. And then internally through your being, listen to it. If you don't, you're going to screw up, honey. So listen to it. And we've all got it. We know.
I think people get confused though. Like, is it me just being paranoid?
No,
or is it, you know,
stop.
You don't want to listen to it because maybe you really like that guy, or you think that job.
How many girls
you're going to have?
How many girls you know, and there'll be loads of them in your life have you met, and they're dating the bad boys, and you know he's a bad guy, but it's like a bit of a turn on. Oh, I like him because he's all trouble and blah 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 blah. And you know he's up to no good. You know he's a wheeler and dealer. You know he's up to something. You know he's a womanizer. But it's the excitement. So a lot of women go for the excitement, and they end up with nothing. They end up just being another notch on the belt. Don't do that. Have some self-respect. Move on. You'll meet the right guy. Sometimes in life you have to be patient, and you have to grow in yourself.
All the time, and you have to be patient, and that's the hard part.
It is.
Whether it's career, relationship, money,
everything. But you've got to be
peace of mind, weight loss, whatever.
Yeah, we all want everything tomorrow, but it doesn't. Life's not like that. So patience comes with experience and age. Because I was never patient. I was like, oh, forget that. I'm on, bang. I was like a ping pong ball bouncing because I was in my 20s. And you're like, woo, 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 woo. You're all excited. When you get older, you're like, hang on a minute. You weigh it all up before you pursue it. It's just time and lessons. So you'll find out, you know, you'll meet somebody who's like 3 lessons, 3 husbands, 3 wives, whatever. And then they go, okay, now I'm going to slow down before I jump into something. So they've had to learn the lessons. And I think we're all here to learn lessons, but sometimes people don't learn. They keep making the same mistake because you know why?
And some people go before they really learn their lessons, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And they don't listen to their intuition. And that is the bottom line. Listen to that and you'll go places. You've got to listen to that gut feeling. I'm telling you, if you do that, you're going to be fine. That's the Holy Spirit talking to you. Listen to it. They're not going to guide you wrong. They want you to have the best life possible. They want to see you happy. Spirit are always drawn to happy people. I'm telling you, they're always drawn. You'll always find spirit around animals and children because they're non-judgmental. They're free spirits and they're always happy. Have you noticed children skip everywhere they go? They don't walk, they skip because they're happy, because life is good. They enjoy the sun. They're just having a can of Coca-Cola or a little drink. They're happy, happy, happy. Why can't people be like that? They can. It's all in their heads. Sort your heads out, and get to a place of peace, and you'll get there. Eventually you get there. It's just sometimes some people take longer than others. Right. But it's good. It's good. So I love what I do. I love helping people. I've been given a gift to help people. As many people, I find nurses incredible. I look at a nurse and what they do. I find that in the most incredible gifted job. You're saving lives, for crying out loud. They do all that. They're dealing with, people who have car accidents. They're going to emergency. They're sewing these people up and putting them together. I read for a guy. This is probably 2 years ago. He went on a motorbike, and it was probably the second time he went on the freeway on the 405. He was hit by a car. He was thrown into the air, came down. His leg was on the other side of the freeway. He saw his own leg on the other side of the freeway.
Come on.
This is gospel. Obviously, the ambulance. His leg, he completely off his body. He saw it. He told me the whole story. It was on the other side of the freeway. And this was at the end after the reading, he told me. Because I said, I keep seeing you in a hospital bed. And he said, well, I am, but I'm coming out of it now. And he had therapy for it a lot. So they put them all together again. I'm thinking, it's all very well putting somebody together again, but all the vessels, you think about all the veins, how they do that. Yeah. That's what I mean. These people, these doctors and nurses, I would pass out. I cut myself on my knuckle. I saw my bone once. I fell down like a sack of potatoes. I can't stand the sight of blood. I can't. I saw my own bone. I'm like, I fainted. I'd never fainted in my life, but I can't handle that. So they've got it's like the Chainsaw Massacre they're dealing with. How can you do that? But it's a gift. Yeah. How do people do? I told, yeah, and I told another woman.
People might think you're crazy because you see dead people.
Well, you know what? It is what it is. I'm here to help, though. It's just helping. It's healing people. I'm here to heal people. People are always going to get people. There's an old saying, there's always one. There's always one bad apple in that barrel. So you're always going to get one idiot out there who's like, I'm a skeptic and I think it's all BS. And I'm like, yeah, because your life is BS. Because they're miserable people. It's true.
Or maybe they had a bad experience with the $10 psychic with the neon sign.
Correct. And I try to get that point across. Say, you know what? You've been sucked in. It's unfortunate, but not everybody's like that. Trust me. Just don't always judge. Don't keep judging. Just let people be. Never judge anybody. You don't know what everybody you see.
Then you just don't entertain that. That's all.
Yeah, and you know what? You should never judge anybody either. There's people you see walking down the street. People like sometimes I'll be in the supermarket and somebody could be a bit grumpy. Oh, they're really short fused. Like they'll be off with you, and you've had that experience. You think, God, they're so rude.
Yeah.
Why they're rude? And I think they're having a bad day today. And I could go, who are you being so rude? I don't do that ever. I think, you know what? They're having a bad day. And I said, you're having a tough day today, aren't you? They go. And I find out, I says, they just lost a father.
Yeah.
That's why you can't always judge. Don't jump on the bandwagon and start shooting people down. You can't do that. There's a reason why someone is the way they are. So, just give a little bit of slack to people. There's always road rage, there's always people who are on short fuse. I let them go. People, you get they want to push in. Let them go. What's a couple more seconds? Hey, go, go, go. Have a good day. Just keep it cheerful. Let them go. There's always going to be one. There's always going to be one person who's always the negative. Oh, God. Let them be. Let it roll. But just avoid those people.
You don't want to absorb that energy either. You want to keep yourself up.
Oh, can't do with it. No time. Doors are all closed. Can't do with negative. Goodbye. Thank you. Bye-bye. Life's too short. I want to enjoy my life. So pick your people wisely. Surround yourself by good people. If you're not happy in your situation, if you're not happy in your marriage, sort it out, change it. Either work on it, fix it 50-50. If it doesn't work, move on to the next. There's a big world out there waiting for you. Just change your life if you're not happy. Best you can anyway. Do your best.
Best you can. And it's always easier said than done. But
correct.
If you take the steps.
Always take the steps. Yeah. It's all here. It's in here. Happiness comes from within. Beauty comes from within. Never judge people. Too many people judging everybody. Can't do that. Be a good soul on the planet, you'll go places. And there'll always be a reservation up there. How do I know? Because I do. And that's what I can say. I know.
That's the one thing you know for sure. You know how Oprah always
I know.
What's the one thing you know for sure?
I could sit and talk to her for hours because I have a lot of things to tell her. But she's a very, very open-minded lady, and she's very open to the understanding of the other side, which is good. And more people should be like that. I think more people now in life in general, across the world, are definitely more open to just be open and not so like that, like
spirituality, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
More people, more than ever. I mean, if I went back to the 1800s, I used to live in a place in England that was an old psychiatric hospital converted to apartment. Yeah, it was converted to apartments. It was fantastic. The windows are so tall and all arched windows, but just beautiful.
Is this in your book? Do you talk about this? Because I would think there'd be all kinds of crazy spirits.
Well, there is, but it doesn't bother me. Yeah, there was a guy
who probably did so many bad things there to them because they were mentally ill and they didn't know how to take care of them back in those days.
Not in that apartment, not where I was. I knew a guy hung himself in one of the rooms, which I did know, and it was I remember the first bedroom, but it wasn't there. There wasn't any negative vibes. It's just he was a very unhappy, very sick man because it was a hospital. It was an asylum for people who just weren't quite on the same level. So it was a sad soul, but
But you lived
life
there.
goes on.
You lived in an apartment building that was converted from that.
Yes, and it was beautiful, and I loved every minute of it because I love old buildings. But I don't like negative buildings. I can tell you, I won't go in. Like I was in a friend's house once. Says, I'm not going down into your cellar. It's very dark, and there's been a lot of things that have gone in this house.
Really?
Well, yeah, I knew. And she said there was some very strange carryings on. I found out more.
Did you do a cleansing?
No, this was just a friend's house. No, I said, I'm not going down. There's too much bad down there. I avoid it. Yeah, no, I've cleared people's houses, but I'm not one of these people that sort of like watches horror films and things. I watch missing people's cases and things like that, but I won't watch, I don't like horrible things. I'm like a powder puff. I like soft and fluffy things. I like
shabby chic.
That's right. And also, if someone says, how do you describe yourself? I says, I'm like Glenda in The Wizard of Oz.
Are you a good witch or a bad witch?
Exactly. But I'm not even a witch. I'm just I'm a healer on the planet. That's it. I'm a psychic medium who should be given a gift to help people. And that's the bottom line. And that's what I do.
Well, I mean, we've had just such a great conversation with you today.
I could have had 2 cups of coffee and some of those muffins you showed me last night with the chocolate chips in them.
And I drank all my kombucha.
Well, thank God you did. You feel like a different woman.
I'm ready for some lunch now. I think it's lunchtime.
It is. It's Lunchingtons.
OMG.
OMG.
You and I need to meet in person.
We will, darling.
And we need to do more of these discussions. And
yeah, we can.
So we have all the comments together in one place so that you can connect. I mean, you connected with people today, but I'm just saying to make it
as long as I can. I do
for you.
Yeah, because sometimes the names will come up. Like when I do Instagram, which I'll probably do tomorrow, they'll have a name like Babes 50, and I'll say, don't just put your first name. So they might be called Samantha or something.
Right.
So put Samantha, and she might say, "Is my boyfriend going to leave me?" or something like that. Those are sort of questions. I need the first name. I don't need anything else. First name, so I know who I'm talking to. Rather than I can't read these names. By the time I'm trying to read the name, it's moved up. Yeah, because they'll go. They'll have funny names that I can't even read. I'll say, what does that say?
You need an assistant to kind of help you.
Well, I have a girl who does my bookings, but I mean, like, yeah, but it's in front of me, like in front of me here.
No, I know.
It'll go, and it goes so fast. So I will randomly pick one out that I'm drawn to. Then I'll read the name and then the question. But I don't like it when people write 4 or 5 questions because there's everybody else wanting.
That's true. You're trying to be fair.
I'm trying to even it out so everyone gets a chance. I had one woman.
You understand that people are so, they desperately want to connect with maybe somebody who passed or their fearful of losing their job or their relationship.
Yes.
So they have like a million questions for you.
Of course,
and
yeah.
People just want
that's where this
now.
is. You know what I say? If you've got like a bunch of questions, get half an hour reading, and we'll knock it. I'll have answered all your questions before you even get to ask me questions. Like when people have a reading, you know, I say just save your questions till the end. I'm going to tell you everything that I'm hearing. Then we'll get to your questions. But
you might answer the questions before they even ask them
during the reading, correct? And they'll go, "You just answered what I needed to know." And like somebody said to me, "Will I get this? You know, will I pass this, or is this going to happen?" And somebody said to me, "Oh, I read for a woman yesterday." I said, "I saw her and she was 6 months pregnant." I said, "That is going to be the easiest labor ever." And she said, "Really?" I said, "Yeah." I said, that baby's just going to go whoosh. It's just going to bob itself out real quick. And she says, it was the quickest labor ever. And she said, the baby came really quickly. And I said, I've known people for 3 days be in labor in absolute agony. This baby popped out. It's like, once you went, pop, 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 baby out, 3 pushes. Just like that. I was like, that's amazing. And then you have somebody who's like climbing in agony, trying to get this baby out. It's just forceps are out and everything. You know, it's all different. But I knew this woman was going to have an easy labor. I knew it's going to be so easy. And I spoke to her yesterday. She says, that was ridiculous. She thought it was almost like it was so easy. It was ridiculous. Just, I've never had anything like that, you know? So it all depends. Certain things I can answer and certain things you can't answer.
Yeah, I don't have all the answers. You just
no, I do not have all the answers. No such thing. It's impossible. Everybody's learning every day. We're always learning. It's impossible to know everything.
What's the one thing that people want more than anything, though? Is it to connect to somebody who passed, or just a reassurance that their life is going to be all right?
Sometimes it doesn't. They don't want to know any of that. They said, I'm not bothered about that. I just want to know what's coming up. I'll go but usually such a mixture, because I'll say someone so is telling me, you know, they're giving me. How do I know these things? Because I'm connecting with either one of their guides, somebody who's crossed over around them, and they're giving me the information. I'll say, so and so is telling me this, and what's coming up for them. So, you know, I told a girlfriend, I said, your husband's going to break up with his business partner. And she said, don't think so. I said, no, they are. And they were together for a long time, like over 10 years. I said, no, they're going to separate. One's going to go their own way, and they're going to do separate business. And they were a really good team in production. I said, no, they're going separate ways. Anyway, I think it was within a year, one of them said, you know, I'm going to pull out and we're moving, or I'm going to go my own way. So I've told people about they're moving, and they go, but we're not even got any plans on moving. A lady I read for her house says, you're not staying here. And she says, no, but we are. I said, but I don't think you are, because I see you moving. You're asking for reading. I'm telling you what I see. Anyway, she said, I just don't, we're not planning on moving. I said, but you're moving. Anyway, within 12 months, they moved because something came up for this amazing house. And I told her the house that she was moving to. I described the inside of it. And she just said, and I saw
her knowing that, or you getting that message.
Well, it wasn't, the message was, I think, because her father had crossed over. So the message is a lot to do with the dad and what he was telling me and other confirmations. But she just says, we're not moving. I says, but your dad says you are moving, because that's where I'm getting the messages from. He said, you're moving house. But they did. They moved within 12 months. And she says, I couldn't believe it. I saw her again, actually at a gathering, funny enough, because I read for her and a friend. And I was invited to this party at the house. And she said, Natalie, she says, I couldn't believe, when you said we're moving, I couldn't believe it, because I thought, no, we're not moving. And then this house came up out of the blue, and it was such a good deal. And it was so beautiful. We had to get it. It was a steal. I said, well, there you go. She says, but when we were moving, I was just saying, Natalie told us this. And I kept saying, what are you talking about? And she says, it's less than 12 months and we moved in the house. I even said there was something like a piano in the house or something. And there was. So there you go.
Wow. Well,
it's interesting stuff. It's interesting stuff. It really is. You know, you'll meet lots of different psychics and mediums, and they're all very different. People think, oh, do you have to be all witchy woo and dress and have piercings and dress in black. And I'm like,
or do
no.
potions, have herbs and all that kind of stuff too.
Oh, I do love lotions and potions, but for bath salts and facial scrubs. Love, my table's full of crystals right here. I've got tons. I've got loads of, I'm surrounded by crystals and candles all the time. I love.
But crystals don't have special powers.
No, they've got lovely energies there. And it's something that I've been drawn to since I was a young girl. And there's lots all that sort in my book. You'll see that's what's so exciting about it. It explains what, people who are psychics and mediums are drawn to things, and it all comes together like a lovely story. It's incredible. Mm-hmm. But I know other psychics and mediums, and we're all very, very different. But they all have the same gift. We can see things.
Are there any psychics out there that you admire or who you believe are the real deal?
Yeah, I mean, like you get all the, I think some are very, very real. I've heard mixed reports about different people, but I never judge. Don't judge anybody. That's why I said don't judge, never judge. If they're doing their job and they're helping people, that's all that matters. Yeah, there's some really good people out there. I mean, I actually got a recommendation. Somebody had a reading with me, and I said, where do you get my name from? And they said they were recommended personally by John Edwards. And I'm like, John Edwards? That's nice. And John Edwards is based on the East Coast. He used to have a TV show.
Yeah, I remember. Is he still active? Like TV and all that? Because I mean,
I don't know if he's got a show right now because they come off and then they do new shows and stuff like that. But there's they might shelve something for a while and then come back to it. But everybody does different things. They'll do private readings. So you get very busy. Just because you're not seen on television doesn't mean that you're not busy, because you are busy,
Right.
And also James Van Prague, who a lot of people will know. He used to have a TV show called Beyond.
Who does the crazy writing kind of like this?
No, that's not James. That's Tyler. Somebody Tyler.
Oh, that's Tyler Henry on E.
Yeah, the young kid.
Yeah, 20-year-old.
Yeah, but James Van Prague is a guy who's got a mustache. He used to have a TV show called Beyond. He's quite well known, and he does a lot of cruise things and a lot of training and how to bring out your spirit, your spiritual side. I'm on his website because somebody had a reading the other day and said, oh, I love James and he recommended you and you were on his list of practitioners. So, you get different sources, because I've read for James and he can't do all the readings. So he wants to be able to pass on other people because he's just too busy. When you've got people and you're backed up, they need readings and they need answers like within a month or something. And when he's busy, you can't answer. So he needs other people he can pass on to, Mm-hmm.
Are you hearing an echo, by the way?
Just a teeny weeny, but nothing too bad.
Can you show your book again? Somebody's asking to please see your book.
Sure, yeah. Who's asking? What's her name?
Alicia Gonzalez.
Alicia Gonzalez, my darling. Happy Friday to you.
Happy Friday the 13th. Who turned the light on?
Right, and because I picked all the picture, the whole thing.
Put it down a little bit lower.
Oh, which you want it lower?
Yeah, there you go. Mm-hmm.
And this you can get on Amazon, Barnes & Noble. Just go online. But it just answers. It's just a nice read. It's a really good read, because there's a lot of people who write different things, but mine's got loads of lovely pictures, and it explains a lot. And pictures of things from people who've sent me pictures from after the reading, so it's really good. Wunderbar. It's wonderful.
Well, I don't know why we're having an echo all of a sudden. So I don't know if that's
maybe,
a sign.
Maybe that means time up.
To end the conversation.
It means time for foodies, snacky poos.
Well, do you have can you foretell the future and what I'm going to eat next? I have no idea.
No, but I know you'll end up having some little sweet afterwards, though, because you're like me. You like something to finish off sweet.
That's true.
So even if you have something savory, you always like to have something sweet just to round it. And I do, even if it's a bite of a bit of chocolate, you've got to have something just to go,
You got to have a little sweet finish.
Yeah, even if it's an ice cream like those, you can get those things. The thing is, they have these things like Weight Watchers and, the low calorie things, these ice cream things, and they go, oh, they're only 1 point. I don't know about the points, right? And it's only 100 calories, and I go, 100 calories. That means I have to walk 2 miles to burn that off. Oh, well, whatever. The thing is, though, when I've had one, I go, ooh, I've got room for another one. Because I can always get another one. Because it's like, one was just not enough. It's like 2 bites. It's like, I can do another one. Oh, it's only 200 calories. And I've done 3 and not doing that again though. But I'd love, if you really got the sweet tooth, especially if like premenstrual, you can eat a whole cake to yourself,
Of course, a whole
things
chocolate
like
cake.
that. Yeah.
Natalie, do you have your speakers on? Because I can hear myself echoing now too.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, but can you hear me twice? No. Maybe you have your speakers on as well.
No, I don't. It's a sign.
Maybe there's a spirit.
It means to say, they say, come on now, time for Lunchingtons.
Yeah, you guys you ladies have been talking for a really long time. Well, Natalie, you have been full of insights, full of information, full of really positive advice. I hope, and we can also get some feedback from people as well. I hope I've given some help to people out there, just of an understanding, So you've got the website. So if you go to on, say, for example, Facebook, if you go to Psychic Medium, if it's the wrong way around, and then put Natalie Tomlinson on the Facebook, it's a page. So I want people to give me feedback and see if it's been somewhat and then
helpful.
of course also give me feedback.
Of course,
a lot of it might be the technical aspect, and like I said, this is our first live Homegirl talk. So there's an echo now, which wasn't here the last 2 hours. Natalie, we've been talking for almost 2 freaking hours. Maybe
I know. I feel it. I feel like I've done a reading.
I'm so sorry. I'm not sorry though. I'm really grateful to you for giving us this time because believe it or not, believe it, it's true. This woman gets booked months in advance and she charges for her time because she needs to make a living, but she's not out there with the $10 psychic reading sign and she doesn't, charge. She's not a nickel and dimer, but she has to make a living and this is what she does and she's helping people. And so, this was a gift that she gave us. And I know that a lot of you have questions. So the next one that we do with Natalie, we are going to make sure that we get it all together on homegirltalk.com on the watch live. And then you and I, Natalie, we're going to figure it out on the back end on how to make this as seamless as possible.
Of course. But you always start somewhere, darling. Remember, there's an old saying, from small acorns come big oak trees.
Yay! We know that's true. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with
some of this chubbiness out too.
Oh, please. Honey, you talk to dead people and you tell the future. You don't have to worry about that.
I know. Listen,
but
how
you're
old
human,
are you?
Right? We all worry about stuff. Huh?
How old are you?
What do you think? Ooh, girl, that's a dangerous question.
Are you in your 40s? Are you 40 yet?
Mm-hmm.
40. Are you? So you're past, are you over halfway yet?
No.
So you're 43? 2?
Yep.
43. Yeah, you got some time. So your body should be still intact at your age. When you get to the 47, you'll notice that the bottom drops. Everything starts going south.
I do my squats every day.
Oh, yeah. I've seen your little squattingtons.
Yes.
Yeah. You've got to be careful. It gives you a little bit of gas sometimes when you do the old squats.
I thought that was just a veganism, girl.
No, it's not, darling. It's because you're over 40. And do you know what? Nobody knows out there. We have the same birthday.
Oh, yeah. So Natalie and I share the same birthday, May 26th. We are Geminis, baby. We are communicators, and we can just talk and talk and talk. In case
what year were you born then? So you were born, what, 73?
4.
74. Okay, 74. Mm-hmm. So I'm 6 years old. Yeah, because I'm going to be 50 next month.
And look at how fabulous she looks. Don't be talking about.
Oh, I don't know about that. I'm not worried about that too much. I'm just because on this thing on the screen, you can see every nook and cranny. It's all good. Anyway, darling, I'm going to be able to sign off now, but it's been an absolute pleasure. I hope we helped somebody.
Much. We hope
so. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday the 13th. Remember this. This is a great day. Any day above ground is a good day. So none of this triskaidekaphobia, blah, blah, blah. Right?
Got to keep happy. Keep it happy. Keep it happy. Keep it happy. And also, I'm probably doing like an Instagram live. What's your Instagram page as well? So everybody knows that too.
I'm at the real Marpop because somebody took Marpop because I'm Marpop. So I have the real Marpop. And,
okay. And I'm Natalie Psychic. Yeah, at Natalie Psychic. Yeah, that's what did they say? Handle? That's your handle.
That's your handle. I'm gonna tune into your Instagram tomorrow Because I've never experienced one of your Instagram lives.
I haven't done a time yet because I'll give them a heads up. But sometimes I get diverted, so it could be a bit last minute. But tomorrow I'll let everybody know. So I might say something like 6 o'clock or something like that. It might be 6 o'clock here. It depends because I'm supposed to be going out tomorrow evening. So I'll try and do it before I can. No dancing, just dinner, darling. No dancing. Okay. I only dance on my own to staying alive.
Oh my God, I love the beach.
Staying alive? No, you can't do. Oh, I love them, darling.
Have they ever visited you? Do you ever get visited by famous dead people?
One. I can't tell you about that. It's a secret.
Okay. I'll try to get it out for you guys.
But I'll tell you what I did do. Well, I did a tour once about, it was really, really interesting. And I took my father. We did a tour. God, what was the name of it? It's all to do with people who've crossed over, all big famous people. And I went to all these different gravesides and everything else. And the only one, I mean, a lot of famous people, the only one that I got chills with that went through my back was Marilyn Monroe. I was stood next to her. Yeah. Oh, fabulous. But that's the only one that I got chills. And there was
you stood next to her in person when she was alive?
No. She died before I was born.
Oh, I have no idea.
Yeah. So it's like, I know she's pushed into a wall where it's got her name in. So her body's pushed into the wall. It's at Westwood. Is it Westwood?
Oh, yeah, the mausoleum. Right. That's where she's
buried. The mausoleum. And also, you remember the girl, the little blonde girl? I think her name was Heather something. And she was in, do you remember the film Poltergeist, the little blonde girl?
Oh, yes. She died
She was there. So she died in making the second film, funny enough. I always worry about things like that because a lot of things, when you're playing around with things like that, go pear-shaped, you know? Because those sort of films and things that go on.
Oh, you feel like maybe you're kind of messing with
sometimes. Yeah, you shouldn't. You shouldn't do things that's why I said earlier, no things like Ouija boards. You're asking for trouble.
Oh, what about movies like Saw? They're so into gore and
I don't like anything. I told you I passed out. I saw my bone, and I just don't like things like that. Some people think it's fun and exciting. I don't even like roller coasters. I did when I was a kid. You know, I've got a cousin who skydives. You know, does that with a team. They free fall. They do part of a team, and they do jumps. He's done like over 2,000 jumps. Why do you want to jump out of a plane? It's adrenaline rush. You see, people want to get higher and higher and higher.
Right.
I get high when I have a cup of tea and a nice cookie.
We're all going to end up dead soon enough. So don't even try to tempt fate. Just enjoy life and be happy. There you go.
Well, listen, happy Friday to you, and we'll be in touch. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in, and we'll speak very soon.
More Homegirl Talks with Natalie. Yay!
Woo!
All right, girl.
Darling, how do we sign off? Oh, do we go? Oh, just turn it off, right?
We'll just turn it off. Thank you, everybody, for joining us, and we'll go through all your comments when we have a moment. OMG.
All right, then. Lots of love. God bless.
Lots of love.
Bye now. Bye.